All right, so again, we had some technical difficulties. I'm just going to say that even though Jim is behind the computer, I think him coming up here, it just makes everything run smoother. I don't know.
Just a calm within the storm
and actually,
that is live streaming.
The song that we got copyrighted on YouTube Live, and so the song that got copyrighted on Instagram, we got copyrighted again. And so, yeah.
Apparently someone really wants to protect that song.
Yes, we will not play that song anymore.
It's free publicity, man. I don't understand.
we will no longer play that song. But anyway, I was telling a story, so I'm just going to start it over. I'll try to go a little bit quicker with the story. Okay, and so we're going to let you guys hop on while we're doing this. And, I don't really know what to do from here because we've never been copyrighted before. I'm kind of honored. Should I be honored?
I think that's pretty cool.
How many people can say I was on a live stream and I got copyrighted? Brandon Sips, that's who.
Yeah.
That's right. So
going on up there in life experiences,
exactly,
man.
Exactly.
I got interrogated one time by cops too. Actually, didn't even think about that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, well, because I was at Shops River Crossing in Macon, and we were going out of the shoe store. Me and my friend Peyton, and we had just eaten food.
Yeah.
And then we come out of the shoe store, and there's two cops there who were like, "Hold on, we need to talk to you." Like, all right. And what's wrong? And they're like, "What have you all been up to?" We ate some wings and went and looked at shoes. And they're like, "Did you go to GameStop?" No. And they're like talking on their walkie-talkies, and then they go, "What did you have to eat?" Wings at the wing place over there. And they're like, "Can we?" And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll see you later," because they weren't saying anything. Like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And they stopped us all dramatically. Like, okay. Apparently, some people had stolen some games from GameStop, and we fit the bill as college-age white guys that looked like we wanted to steal things. Apparently,
video games. They were basically saying you look like video game nerds.
Yeah, we look like gamers apparently, which
that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. You probably did.
All right, so my story. Getting back into it. We're walking down this street in Tampa. I'm on the phone with Jim trying to get him to pick us up. If we get back to the base in time, we win. And all of a sudden, this cop car pulls up, lights on, swings open the door, points a gun at me and Austin, who was with me, and goes, "Let me see your hands." So immediately, me and Austin are just like. And then he looks to his left and goes, "I got him," and takes off running. You hear like a crash in this like alleyway, and like 20 cops surround the area. And so I grab Austin, and I was by the shirt, and I was like, "Austin, we got to go. Like, we got to get out of here." He's still standing there with his hands up, like after 30 seconds. And so I drag him across the street. McDonald's wouldn't let us in the store. I'm like, "We got to find something. We got to get off the street." And Jim is also on the phone hearing all this. And around the corner, we hear, boom, 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 boom. It was a chopper. There was like 2 choppers with spotlights looking for this guy. It was insane. So, Catherine, I did not know what to do in that situation.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
I remember that. It was crazy. Okay, so I just thought of, I was going to do a different one, but I just thought of something. So last summer, I was on my way home from vacation with my best friend. Like, we had just dropped my sister off at her house, and we were coming back. And Madison's my best friend. She was driving my car, and, I don't know what happened, but next thing I know, we're, spinning, and we, ram into the rails. So I've never been in a car accident. I was super scared. I had no idea what was going on. And my parents were all the way in Warner Robins. So they weren't I was in Savannah. So they weren't even close to me. So I definitely had no idea what to do in that moment. I called Jim. I was like, "Jim, I don't know what happened. I need help." Jim can't help me. He's 2 hours away too.
Seeing a common theme with Jim here when we're in trouble.
So that's my story. But I just kind of want to ask you guys, how do you think Joseph felt with his brothers betraying him like that?
Well, I have 3 brothers, so, I don't think I ever felt the betrayal that Joseph felt. But, I mean, being around your brothers all the time, you definitely get on each other's nerves. So I can, and also I said last week, I was my mom's favorite before Jack was born. And, I would use that to my advantage to get out of work and chores and stuff. So I could see the flip side where his brothers would be aggravated with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably whenever they threw him in, because they threw him in that well, right, and left him, or that was their plan, and then did they? That's I always get that story confused because I always get it in my head that they thought about killing him, and then they just throw him in the well, and then they decide to sell him.
Yeah.
Right. So, between all of that, probably had to have been one of the lowest points of his life. Up until that point, that was definitely the lowest point. And
Yeah.
it seems like as his story goes on, it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Right? But at that moment, that had to feel like, what am I supposed to do with myself now?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're talking about him
Rock
with the series,
bottom.
right? Rock
Yeah.
bottom. Yeah.
So our bottom line was, when there's nothing you can do, God is with you. And we talked about Genesis 39:2 today, and the beginning starts with the Lord was with Joseph. So like, what does these things mean to you?
Well, it's interesting because we were talking about Pastor Matt's message this morning was on a similar topic, right? The bottom line was really similar to this. And he said at one point, it really stuck with me, that because God's with you, if you trust what he has for you and you do what he says, bad things still might happen, but you're going to be going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me because a lot of times it can feel like, man, I don't know what I'm doing to deserve the bad things that happen. But then you see how God's still using you, right?
Yeah.
And God's still working. So that really stuck with me and kind of what came to my mind whenever I thought about this bottom line.
Yeah.
And I know most times in my life, when I look back on the tough parts of my life, I can see God working through that more so than, when I'm kind of like, when you're coasting and things are going easy. Like, God works through those tough times. So knowing that he's with you in those tough times is amazing, and it makes you feel, it definitely comforts you even while you're going through it.
Yeah, it brings a lot of hope and reassurance. But I'm done with my questions. I'll hand it back over
All
to
right,
you.
so we know that didn't exactly go smoothly.
I thought it went
We
fantastic.
had some technical difficulties. I got copyrighted.
The technical difficulties happened whenever Jim was back there. So maybe
we're turning this around on
yeah,
Jim. We don't
maybe
know.
it's Jim's fault, or maybe it's
Hopefully,
because Jim's not up here. That's
Jim
the
will
problem.
be back, and we can get everything organized and
Back to normal
you
and
can
have it
remember
calm.
some basic stories from the Bible, and we'll just go on with our day, right?
Ouch.
So, hey, we love you guys. We cannot wait to see you again, whenever that is. And hey, have a great week.